how to go from that to being a comedian to going, hey, I need to start a comic school.
No, I was performing at the Comedy Store, and the guy that at the time, it was called the Point Loma Playhouse at the time, and now it's called Act Live Now classes. And he said, hey, you're really funny. Why don't you teach a class on stand-up? I'm not a teacher of stand-up. The only way to learn stand-up is get your butt on stage. I can't make somebody funny. You're funny or you're not.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Comedy Equation. Today we have a little bit different. I usually get the comedians on after they perform. We look at their clip, but we have special VIP guests that I want to introduce, and I think a lot of you will know him, and those of you who don't do want to know him, especially if you're in the comic world. We have Tony Calabrese, and to help me do this interview, we got Victor Paz Jr. here. We're looking for 500 subscribers. We hope you hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. So let's go.
We spent our 38th wedding anniversary in Maui. Yeah, anybody been to Maui? Yeah. You know those travel brochures, the ones with them cute Ken and Barbies with those coconut bikini things going on, They lie. Yeah. Everybody there looked like me. Yeah. Who knew that paradise was full of fat wops from New Jersey,
Meet big old Tony.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Yeah. So Tony Calabrese, everyone knows you because you're funny and you've been doing comedy in
Thank
San
God
Diego.
that's the reason.
Yeah.
Your wife tells the
Yeah,
rest
there's
of
a
us
lot of
different.
other reasons, but I'll take that one.
Has nothing to do with your brain. It's just that you're funny.
No, definitely not my brain.
So what you do is you run, for those of you who don't know, I interview a lot of people who come right from Tony's Comedy Store. Well, it's not the Comedy Store in La Jolla, but it's your comedy
school.
Comedy
All that,
school.
Students, yeah.
And after they graduate from that comedy school, they go out and do bigger and better things. But
Yeah.
we call him the godfather of comedy. He is exceptionally funny. He's been around the world. He actually teaches people how to get corporate events by not using profanity and staying in the bounds of some lawsuit not happening. So he teaches you not only how to do comedy, but how to make money doing comedy.
Right.
So where did this all start? I guess I should start with your comedy, not the school.
It was the first time on stage was back in 1991 at the Comedy Store, which is my home club, and I was just doing it for fun. I never thought I was going to be doing this for a living, and then 7 mergers later, and the crash of 2008, I had to get out of that business, and I told my wife, the kids are grown up. I just want to do comedy.
What business were you in?
I was president of a bank, which sounds a little
President
weird.
of a bank?
Yes, actually 3 banks, but yes.
Wow.
And we went through that. I owned a boxing gym that took a big hit during that time, and then I did a lot of stuff. But when
The struggles of a comedian, I'll
what are you
tell
gonna
you.
do?
Yeah.
I thought, where could I make the kind of money I make as a bank president? And I thought, stand-up comedy. And so I did look at it and go, I wanted out of the corporate world. I was sick of it. I was unhealthy, unhappy, and I had to get the hell out of there. I was still performing, and it's just this bitter old guy on stage. I'm still a bitter old guy in real life, but I asked my wife. She said, "Cool, you got a year. I give you a year to make money," and I'm still doing it. So I had, it was going great. COVID hit. That kind of screwed things up for a while. But I decided I was going to work clean because the only way to make any real money was in corporate events, conventions, that kind of stuff. And you can get where it would take me 6 months of doing shows at like a comedy club. In one night, I can make the kind of money that I would make at a corporate event.
Right, it's a good decision. So going back to you being a banker, you said something really fast. You own a boxing gym. What was that all about? How are you owning a boxing?
I love boxing, and so we had this bright idea, my wife and I. And it was actually my wife that pushed for this, not me.
Mm-hmm.
She was actually working at another boxing gym, and she wanted why don't we get our own boxing gym? I'm like, This is a phenomenal idea. I love boxing. Why don't we spend all this money in a boxing gym? And I did, and it was great for a while. I mean, it was a lot of fun. Went to a lot of championship fights in Las Vegas, met a lot of great people, and I loved it. And then the crash came, and it's,
Right.
you know.
Crash got everybody 2008.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't own 10 houses, but I owned a boxing gym and a lot it stock.
Yeah.
That worked out for you.
Oh, yeah, I was the largest shareholder of the Asian Bank of Arizona. It was worth about 16 cents at the end of 2008. So that's
cool.
I don't know. It was just.
That's
I
a
don't even
wild
know
background.
I don't remember if that was the name of the bank. It was just bad, you know.
So you're the president of 3 banks, own a boxing club.
Yeah.
Dropped it all to do comedy. And how did the
Well,
school?
I didn't drop all of that to do comedy. The gym closed first, and I was still doing stand up on the side just because I needed the release of the stress.
Yeah.
And then I tried to buy my bank out from underneath the company that owned us, and we missed the mark by a couple of million, and so they ended up selling it to somebody else. I didn't want to go through that merger again, and so. They, you know, and they kept me around for a year. I can't complain. I mean, I didn't have any authority, but they kept me around for a year. And then it was amazing. They offered me, you know, to keep me on, but I'd have to take a 40% pay cut. And
That's it?
that was it. And I thought, geez, do I really want this kind of stress for this much less money? No, I'll make way less money
You made the right
and
choice.
have a lot less stress. And so, yeah, I got out of it. And so that was 2011. I think it
Well,
was.
I mean, I don't know if it was a lot less stress. You still had a wife wondering where more money was coming from.
Yeah, my wife's pretty cool about that. She really, you've met my wife. She's
Yeah,
a pretty
she's-
cool lady.
she's
so,
fantastic.
and she went along with everything.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
was super cool. So
How to go from that to being a comedian to going, hey, I need to start a comic school.
that was not my idea. I was at the
You're
comedy.
gonna blame your wife again?
No,
Okay.
I was performing at the Comedy Store, and the guy that at the time it was called the Point Loma Playhouse at the time, and now it's called Act Live Now classes. And he said, "Hey, you know, you're really funny. Why don't you teach a class on stand-up?" I go, "I'm not a teacher of stand-up. The only way to learn stand-up is get your butt on stage. You know, I can't make somebody funny. You're funny or you're not.
Right.
And then, but I can teach some skills. I guess I can give them all the basics. And he'll just teach a class, one class. These people want to cross stuff off their bucket list. So I said, all right, I'll give it a shot. You know, wasn't really much money in it, but I said, I'll do it for fun. And I said, why not? And I've been doing it ever since. That was 2011.
Wow.
And I've been doing that. And then from there, I was approached by the National Comedy Theater to teach a class there. So I do 3 different classes, Saturday, Sundays, and Monday nights. And so they're always sold out. There's always a waiting list.
You think it'll ever be accredited in a college course? Because you know
If they
everything
pay
else
me, it
is.
will.
Yeah.
You'll probably make less out of
Yeah, that's true.
You go work for a junior
I'm not
college.
making-
They're gonna be like, we're
I'm
gonna
just
charge
I'm
you
not
to.
making a lot of money doing
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, but
I do it for fun.
if it's an art, like everyone, you know, you call it an art. It is an art.
It is.
Especially with freedom of expression, and it's like a play. So you have all these people that they can go to college and get, you know, go drama. They can go into singing. They can go into music, band, and get a degree. Why not comedy?
I don't. First of all,
Are you saying it's like a communications degree?
Yeah, like
Just as useful.
it'll be under liberal arts.
Yeah.
Really liberal arts. I don't think you could ever offer a college course in stand-up because it's so different for everybody. I don't believe that there's one set way of teaching everybody.
Right.
That's why I love all the books. There's a million books out there. Some
Right.
great books on how to write comedy. But until you get your butt on stage, you're not going to know. And
Right.
I don't think that there's one size fits all for everybody. And that's why my classes are very fluid. I let everybody go their own way in their own style. I give them some tools, and you know, I teach them all the basics, the structure, and all that. But they have to get up on that stage every week and talk. We speak as comedians,
Right.
and I want them to record themselves. I want them to hear themselves. And that's the only way you're going to learn. Then you got to get your butt on a real stage in front of a real audience. And I know open mics suck, and they do suck, but they give you that Teflon skin. They make you tougher.
Right.
And if you get up there and practice your craft and don't just try to make the other comedians laugh, you will improve as a comedian. Everybody needs to do them. But this class helps them get in front of real audiences because we funnel the best of my students to the Laugh Pack, which I created. They open all the shows at Comedy Heights on the weekends. And it's really been a blessing for the comics and Comedy Heights to have them there to help. But the comics get up in front of a real audience, and it's a good experience. I mean, you're one of the original members of the Laugh Pack.
Al always introduces me as like the original Laugh Pack guy because I was there for like first 3 months of Laugh Pack. Like every Friday and Saturday, I just became like a part of it. But I actually joke that Cash, I think, is the original Laugh Pack just before they had a name because he would show up early and he would set up the things. But what I love about Laugh Pack is, and what was created is it's a comedy club. Like Comedy Heights is a comedy club. It may not have the physical location type that Comedy Store ACC does, but they're a comedy club. And so you get groomed there. You learn all the lessons. You learn to set up a show. And Al is a tremendous mentor when it comes to these are the rules of creating a show. And because of that, there's been many of us that have gone on to create our own shows. And we all have the same exact setup as Al. We all get the same. We all get a stage. We all get a light. We all get a speaker. We all get the same microphone. We all get the same cord. All of us avoid wireless mics.
Yeah, because there's a system. There is a system to it.
So Al Gavi got that wired, and then you guys learned from him.
There's Al Gavi is one of our mentors for all of us. Tony is one of our mentors. Tony's always focused a little more, I think, on the comedy, but he'll teach you about opening a show. But Al is always like the physical operations
how do you
of
set
a
up
show.
a show? I don't deal with that anymore.
He started the Comedy Heights, right?
Yes.
Him
and so the origins is what I think are Chris Clobber.
Yeah, it was Chris Clobber and Diane Jean started it.
And
then Diane left, and it was Chris and Gina Manning.
Correct.
And Chris left, and it was Al and Gina Manning. And then Gina left, and Maria Herman came in. And it's been Maria and Al since then. But Al was one of the first, the
catalyst.
Yeah,
he's original.
It didn't change until Maria got in there. She has that organizational skills. It's just she's very organized, and she knew what to do, and she got it real. She is really the one that set it up to grow, because we'd get 10, 15 people, but she got in there and all of a sudden it's standing room only every night, and every time we had a show, and you'd cram 120 people in that room. It was nuts. Those were when we were at Twigs. It was amazing.
She's super well organized.
Yeah,
which I. I'm all about chaos. So
it's true. It's very true.
But no, she's
very organized.
She is the engine that makes the background of a lot of the amount of
she books all the comics.
Yeah, the amount of communication that she goes through trying to set up these shows is astronomical. As somebody who produces a lot of shows,
but she's got her calendar. She's got everything. I mean, the way she does it is amazing to see. Because she gets literally that Comedy Heights email gets hundreds of emails of people that want to be on the show from all over the country.
Wow!
And so it's we have to look at the videos.
Is this a good destination, San Diego, for people to come to?
I think it's a good place to get really good. Then you go to L.A., Boston, New York. I mean, this is a great place to hone your skills. We have a lot of opportunities for people here. There's a lot of independent shows and like Victor's run. Comics can get a lot of stage time here. But eventually, if you're going to hit it big, well, I don't know. Now there's so much social media involved that, you got to create a TikTok, whatever the current one's going to be, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. You know more about that than I do.
Yeah.
But, I'm not Mr. Technical, but when it comes to the newest stuff. But comics are making it without having to go to LA first. They're building a following on social media, and it gets them booked.
Right, got it.
And so there's a system there which I'm not familiar with on how to get to that.
Are you using any of that system?
Yeah. I mean, I actually am kind of following what he said for the most part, which is the last 3 years, all I've done is focused on honing my skill. I haven't really focused on social media. Now that I'm past that point where I can do a 45-minute set and I can crush for 45 and be myself. Now I'm all right, I built a website and now I'm starting to post clips, things like that. I just, there's no point in driving a bunch of traffic to yourself if you're here's my open mic clip with 40 seconds.
I can't believe how many open
terrible
mic
jokes
clips we get. It's we're not putting you on our stage yet. You're not ready.
Right.
You might be ready some point, but you're not ready yet. Some of these people.
One thing I do want to give a shout out about Comedy Heights. a lot of legendary comics have gone through.
Oh, yeah.
Drew Lynch has been through there. Taylor Tomlinson's been through there. Mark Christopher Lawrence has been through there.
Vicky Barbalack.
Vicky Barbalack has been through. Like it. The amount of Ray Lau is one of the more recent ones that he was on Funny AF with Kevin Hart. So like a lot of comics that are on their way up. It's a stopgap. It's considered, and amongst all the heads in comedy, it's a stopgap for going on. And right as you start becoming a touring headliner, and Ray Lau sells out shows all over the country right now.
Anything weird ever happened in your teachings when you're teaching someone how to do comedy and you tell them to go on stage and they do something crazy?
Yeah, I've had plenty of those. I mean,
got to get more specific on that one.
Well, probably, and I think I may have told you this story before, that I'm in a class, all new class, and there was one gal sitting in the back, very back. She wasn't engaged with the group. And I'm not going to bug her. She wants to sit back there. It's fine. But she would laugh hysterically at everything. I mean, everything. Whether you're just giving directions, she would laugh hysterically. And then, she's wasted. I mean,
right.
Something's wrong here.
Right.
So then she waited till the very end. I asked her a million times to get up on stage. She went to the very end. Last person, she gets on stage and starts swinging the microphone like this and screaming. And it's, oh my God, here we go. And I mean, the mic was, the more she swung, the farther out it got, so that it was like within inches of people. And one of my new comics, he was I don't know what the term is, but he transport prisoners between like the courthouse and jail.
Right.
And so he had all these walkie-talkies and stuff, and he cut that microphone midair.
Oh, wow.
And then when he did that, she went completely psycho. She started tearing off her clothes. And at the time, the class was in Liberty Station. So, and this woman was severely, I don't want to offend anybody, severely svelte, but the other way. So she was huge, is what I'm trying to say. I'm talking about immense. This woman was immense.
Immense.
Okay? She was bigger than Victor. Okay?
Dense.
Bigger than
Dense.
me. Bigger than the two of us combined. This was a big woman.
So
Okay?
you're saying she was hot?
So you're saying that she was a lot.
A lot. She was a lot. And she started, she got down to her bra and panties, and I'm like, oh God, how do we stop this?
So she started stripping up there?
Oh yeah. And then she literally ran out the door and left her shoes behind. I mean, like, and so I instinctively said, we got to call the cops. Robert was already on the phone with the cops. And then she ripped her bra off running down the hall. And so she's just in her panties. And then she got downstairs and started running towards the bay. And so we called the harbor police. I'm on the phone with the regular police, and Robert's on the phone. Then he switched over to the harbor police.
Oh, no.
She jumped into the water from the rocks in Liberty
San Diego
Station.
Bay?
Yeah, and swam to the airport side and climbed up the rocks to the fence and somehow ended up on the tarmac.
Oh, my God.
And they arrested her there. But then I found out afterwards her parents had signed her for the class because they just wanted some place to put her for 3 hours.
So she was like disabled?
Oh,
or
yeah,
something?
put her with comedians, you know.
Yeah. Wow.
It was pretty wild.
So she was an adult, but she had mental problems,
She was
obviously.
23, I think.
So her parents just said, stay here. We'll be back in a couple hours to
and they
pick
just
you up.
dropped her off.
No intention to be in a comedy store or to try it?
They basically just wanted a place to
Oh,
park
my
her.
God.
So I was pretty angry afterwards. At the time now I laugh about it, but at the time it was just
Yeah,
crazy.
that's horrific.
So we ended up on the news.
Did the other students come back after that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of laughed about it.
Right.
I mean,
Man.
it's like that's unusual.
You should have given the guy an award who caught the microphone in midair.
Yeah, Robert. He's taken a few classes.
And what about those students that you just know will never end up amounting to a good comedian? Have you ever had those?
Of course, and they had the experience of doing it. They crossed something off their bucket list.
Right.
If you don't have it, you don't have it. You can't lie to people and say, "Yeah, you're going to be a great comic," when they don't. You know instinctively whether somebody has it or not,
Right.
or whether they have it, but it's not refined yet, and you can help them refine it.
Right.
But if you're not a comic, you're not a comic. It's a natural. I think it's a natural. You can't teach somebody that. You have to have it. And the first time I met Victor, I knew he had it. I mean, he's just naturally funny.
Right.
He's got the best laugh in stand-up. And I
On cue.
I would take him to every show. I mean, if he's in the audience, you know it. And but yeah, so there's some people that can't, and I try and I'm not mean, but I don't say, hey, listen, you need to keep doing that. I won't do that. It's just not.
How do you do it? Because I'm curious. Like somebody is really motivated. They want to be a comedian. They think they're funny in their mind, and then you have to go tell them it's just like work. It's not.
What do you do for a living? You're a realtor. Stay with being a realtor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I'm joking, but basically I say, look, you had the experience.
Right.
I don't think you have what it takes to be a stand-up comic.
Right.
And
Prove me wrong if you want. If you
Right.
can. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. I've never had anybody prove me wrong.
Right.
So.
and as somebody who's taken the class several times, they'll say some of them aren't there to do stand-up comedy long term. Some of them are, besides it being a bucket list thing, some of them are there because they have a hard job and they're just trying to make
relief.
or they're trying to make themselves a little bit funnier for their speeches, or because they work with like kids with cancer, or you know what I mean.
Got a few of those.
They're not there because
It's
like
a release.
I mean, especially if you're like a physician making $750,000 or like $500,000 a year. Right. You're just there because you're just trying to
I get a lot
get
of those.
better with
and
patients and
lawyers.
stuff.
Oh, really?
A lot of doctors, a lot of lawyers.
So a lot of stressful jobs that people end up going, I'd rather just do
I'm cheap
comedy.
therapy.
Cheap therapy.
Yeah,
it's true. I get a lot of people that are in sales that have to get up in front of people and speak.
Right.
They don't necessarily want to be funny, but they get horrible stage fright, and they can't. And so this has helped a lot of people with that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Public speaking is like number one phobia in the world, I think.
Yeah. Now add being funny to that.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
So.
yeah.
I couldn't do it. Even if I thought I was funny, I just.
Oh, we know you can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. See,
Frank, you're a great realtor.
Thank you.
Stick with it.
Stick with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now I'm going to try it. Now you just.
I think you and Mark should try stand-up. You should come to my classes, and you should try it.
I'm going to have to just because Victor says I should.
He's got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody should do it. I think it teaches you.
Trust me, I'm going to take your advice. I'm not doing it. But I'd rather be a fan. That's what I like to do. I've always been a fan of comedy.
Right.
It's got, everybody just wants to relax and enjoy and laugh. And we usually laugh at serious shit that happens to all of us. That's the way.
You have to.
Yeah, you just take the stress. Just like all those guys, they're CEOs, bank presidents, very successful people financially that say, I want to do comedy. That's where I want to be. I want to laugh. I want to have a good time. Because those jobs, you're not having a good time. You're making the money, but I always watch those guys.
High pressure.
Yeah, they have they have all that money, but they can never just chill for more than a planned 2-hour here vacation. But
even that's planned, right?
Yeah,
so it's
right. I'd rather have a good time all the
Can't
time.
even-
And what about the production side? You teach, but you're doing productions now. How did you get involved in that? And I heard you're doing really well, by the way. So congratulations.
Thanks. So I mean, honestly, I think that one of the things he teaches you in his class is like there's a few ways you can get stage time. You can go to all the open mics. You can be at Madhouse till 1:30 in the morning, 57th on the list, or you can make your own stage.
Right.
So I made my own stage, and I've had multiple different locations. Originally, when you start doing it, you're gonna lose money for a while on these shows, and there's gonna be 7 people in the audience. If you're lucky, most of the time you'll start off and there'll be 4. Most of them will be, some guy that's homeless at the bar, just grabbing a few drinks and, spending your money. And then you start getting, you're just trying to find ways to tell your jokes on stage without going to open mic and making a show. And then eventually you kind of, you start honing in, just like with comedy, you start honing in how to have a good show, what type of people work on a show, what type of audience is in that particular location, and you end up finding a good partner venue, because that's what it is. It's not just me. Like the venue that I do the show at, they're a great partner, right? Like it's a partnership,
right?
And I think a lot of people don't understand that a great show requires a great partnership with your venue. For you to have that.
Where's comedy been since you started in the 90s?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I it's almost like a rhetorical question because I know it's went down. But
The bones is still the same. Like what you have to do is still the same. But there is the advent of social media that has changed a lot. People are much more sensitive to what's said now than used to be. You know, and we could say anything.
Right.
Nobody cared. And you know, I can't do the things that I did 15 years ago, 10 years ago. So you have to progress with the social. Well, let me put it this way: you can choose to fight it and say what you want.
right,
Okay. Or you roll with it and get booked.
right,
So until you build a following and can say anything you want,
right.
you've got to. I think you have to conform until you get to that point where you've got enough followers, enough fans that you can pretty much do whatever you want on a show.
Right.
But
I
one
see-
screw up and it's all over social media. We could say whatever we want, but the audience votes. If they're not laughing, you're not funny.
Exactly.
And you know, if you want to go that route and push your whatever you want to say,
Right.
and it's not working, buy a clue. Everybody's different, and
So
it takes
different.
a while to figure out who you are on stage. You know, they call it finding your voice. And they used to say, "Oh, it takes 10 years." I don't believe that anymore because I've seen people do it immediately. They just know who they are when they get on stage. That's not the norm, but I
Right.
have seen people do that. So, you know, some people find it right away. It took me a few years. You know?
How many times do you think you've been on a stage?
Well, I know for a fact it's been over 5,000.
Wow.
Because I was doing 7 shows a week minimum for 11 years. And then,
So you
been
went on
doing
the
it for 30
mic
somewhat years.
every night, almost.
Not every night, because sometimes it'd be 3 shows a night.
Oh my gosh.
So, and if you're in Las Vegas, it's 3 shows a night sometimes.
Wow.
Or 4 sometimes.
Yeah.
When you do those Vegas things and you have 3 shows, is every show the exact same, or do you mix it up?
Depends. I mix it up.
Right.
But I mean, you have something you know is going to work for an older audience or my age audience.
Right.
And then when you start getting those late night shows where it's just a bunch of people have lost all their money and they get free drink tickets
Yeah,
and they're
right.
that's all that's there.
Right.
It's a little bit different because they're just you got to wake these people up, give them some hope. You know, I do more. It's more crowd work when you get to that point,
Right.
than just doing material. Yeah. But yeah, for when you got a packed room, it's just.
Do you like to do crowd work, or do you just?
No, I hate it.
Oh, you hate crowd work.
I
How
don't,
about you,
I don't want to talk to them.
Victor? You did crowd work. People fighting your.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that show was a real hit. Real banger. I do a little bit of crowd work. I don't. I want to know what I'm going to say when I'm on stage, and as somebody who produces shows, I want to know what you're going to say when you go on my stage.
That right there is that's it right there. I don't care where a booker wants to know that they're going to get what they saw before every show, and guys that do crowd work, unless they're really good at it,
It can go rogue.
they can go. You do not want to give the audience the power,
Right.
and because you don't know what they're going to say.
Right.
And I know some brilliant crowd work comics.
Yeah.
And there's a couple here in San Diego. They're amazing, but that the odds are somebody's going to say something, and if you don't have the right answer, and the entire audience is on their side now,
Yeah.
you lose.
Right.
And then you got to dig yourself out of that hole,
Yeah.
which sometimes can be fun.
Yeah.
But,
Right. I've seen that happen. I've seen it where it backfired.
yeah.
The guy in the crowd gets a really good one in, and the comedian just kind of stands there and goes like,
Yeah.
"Oops."
I do think, unfortunately, right now, crowd work has become unnecessary because people don't want to burn all their material on social media.
Right.
And they're trying to give everybody a different show. And so a lot of times you're going to end up with a crowd work for 5 or 6 minutes at least of these like 45-minute sets. And I don't mind that because you're the headliner. I mean, for the most part, everybody knows what they're going to get. But like there's shout out to David Rosenberg.
Yeah.
David Rosie Pigs. There's very few guys that have that level of talent doing crowd work, and I've seen a lot of crowd workers. He's David Rosenberg, different type of comic. I don't understand why more people don't love that guy and know that guy, but he's phenomenal.
And in San Diego, Dave Wright has one of the most brilliant crowd work
Just
comics.
off the cuff,
Just-
some of the
And
most
they're all
amazing things I've
different,
ever
right?
heard.
I saw him. We did a show at a bowling alley on the base for the Marines. And I mean, these guys are, jarheads.
Right.
They're all recruits and they're sergeants, and we're all there. And I'm like, oh, geez, I didn't want to do this show.
Right.
I'm like, I don't want to deal with these guys are going to bust our balls all night, right?
Right,
I don't
right.
want to do this. And then, what the hell, It's
Right.
like, Dave went up there, and I mean, from the second he got on stage, he ripped those guys apart, and they loved it.
They're Marines.
I mean, they were giving it right back, and he turned around and give it right back, and I was like, wow, that was mastery.
That's
It's
cool.
the best show I've ever seen anybody do crowd work in.
Wow.
Because those guys could kill him with a pinky,
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Right.
Well, and the most interesting thing about Rosenberg is when he's off stage, he's so introverted feeling.
Oh,
so he's
yeah,
like
Rosie, yeah.
he's up in his shoulders, and then he goes on stage, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
The stage is too small for him.
Yeah.
Do you teach any of that crowd work?
No.
Is it impossible
I
to
don't want
teach?
rookies doing crowd work.
Oh, that's true.
You learn it on stage. Now, you can have some jokes you keep in your pocket, so to speak, like canned answers.
Right, for a heckler.
Heckler, that kind of
Right.
stuff. But I don't recommend any of the people that are just starting out to, hey, how you doing? Well, where are you from? That kind of crap. I just don't. I don't want to get them to that point. 'Cause what are they going to do if they've never done it before?
Right. Be bummed.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
What do you do if someone heckles you?
yeah, that was
If
going
you-
to be my
I
question.
usually
Okay.
shoot them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. When you start out and you're not quite sure of yourself yet, you'll get more hecklers. When you command the stage, hecklers are afraid to mess with you.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit different. But I'll rip them up. I mean, this is my show. This is my time.
Right.
Okay. I am an old, cranky old Italian guy. I don't have time for you. Now, I try and do it in a gentle way.
Right.
But I play with them. I've had they're usually drunk, and so you want to make sure that they pay their bill before they're thrown out,
Right.
Because that's what's going to happen.
It's a rough crowd.
They throw them out. Wait a minute, now they owe the club
Oh, you're right.
$150.
Yeah.
so-
Don't bounce him until he
Yeah,
pays.
exactly. So that's true. And
Where do you see? I mean, are there certain clubs that have a tendency to have a more rowdy crowd than others?
oh yeah, bar gigs and that kind
Bar
of
gigs,
stuff
yeah.
definitely have a rowdier crowd.
Because they're not really there for a comedy show. They're there drinking, and then all of a sudden there is a comedy show involved. Is
Yeah,
that
I
why?
mean, they got the TV.
You kind of mix
they're
it.
watching the Padres or
Oh,
watching,
God.
and all of a sudden it's Tuesday night at Joey
Right.
V's or whatever,
Right.
and these guys are sitting there. They all look like they just whacked somebody, and
Right.
now
You're supposed to make them laugh.
Make them laugh. Make me laugh, funny man. It's that
Yeah.
kind of thing. So,
Oh gosh.
and they're drunk, or it's a biker bar or something like that, and they don't put up with it. So
I know this is. I'm switching gears here. I don't get to see Tony perform as much. I do get to perform with Tony. I've got to perform with him a few times. It's his traditional annual birthday show coming up, and on July 19th
Nope,
or July
22nd.
22nd. Sorry.
At the Comedy Store.
Yeah, at the Comedy Store. What does that show mean to you? Because I know it's been going for a long time.
Well, we did it for 25 years in a row. Then COVID hit, and then we started it up after COVID. And then I hurt my back, and so I missed it for a couple of years. And I did it last year, and I'm doing it again this year. But I brought it back to my home club, the Comedy Store.
So July 22nd, the Comedy Store in La Jolla. What time does it start?
8:00.
8 p.m.
Be some great comics.
What are tickets going for these days?
Well, with the fee, $23.70. But if you use my name at checkout,
Tony?
$5 off. Yeah,
TONY. So it's like $18.
$18 plus the
In La
whatever that
Jolla.
fee is. Yeah.
Right. You have to buy 2 drink minimum or whatever.
Yeah, 2
So
drink
we'll have a
minimum.
couple drinks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
Well, I'm going to be there.
Yeah,
And
it's
I'm
still
br-
a
I'm
cheap
bringing-
ticket for entertainment.
Oh my God! Yeah, of
it's-
course.
You'll be laughing.
Can't go
all night.
anywhere.
So
And it's,
Take your kids through
Victor's
McDonald's.
on the show.
yeah, it's
Jane Chase is on the show.
we
Rachel
have
Lloyd.
Rob Johnston's
Rob
on
Johnson
the
is
show.
hosting.
Claire Doty, Mike Vinn,
And I just talked to a friend of mine, talked him into coming down from Los Angeles. He's going to be a little surprise guest. Sam Penzinger is going to come on the
All
show.
right.
Yeah. So they do a little something up front.
one of his old friends, Jim Billingsley, who's become one of
Jim
my
and
good
I-
friends. Oh man, I love
We
that guy.
started at the Comedy Store 30 odd years ago, and myself, and Vicky Barbalack all started the same day, same stage, same. We all were there at the same time, and we're still friends to this day. So Jim's going to be on the show,
So a lot of big comedians came out of the Comedy Store, or at least went there.
Yes.
What kind of people went through there back in the day?
Yeah, you name a comic, they all went through
Right.
there.
Bobby Lee.
Bobby Lee was there all the time.
David Letterman was there. I mean,
Rogan was always there.
Yeah, Pryor.
Pryor, right.
Yeah, they all. That's all.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, all back in the day. It still is the place.
It was either that or the Improv back then. Those are two places people would
Well,
say.
it was definitely the Comedy Store first.
First, right.
And then
Forever. And then they
other
opened up
clubs
this
came in,
Improv in Pacific Beach.
Well, out of curiosity, Ice House, because I know it's one of the longest ones.
Well, there was never one here though.
Okay, yeah, but I was just saying.
Yeah, and I'm saying if you're up in LA, it was the Comedy Store.
Right.
Then I believe the Improv wasn't called the Improv. It was something else. Something comedy. I think it was the Comedy and Magic Room was next.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then the Improv, and then the Ice House opened in Pasadena, and then there was. Trying to think of in the order. The Laugh Factory opened up. But there's a lot of clubs that have opened up. And,
Remember the Bacchanal, didn't it?
Oh, of course.
Right, okay, so the Bacchanal, and then they made it into a comedy place.
Well, it did comedy there. It said music too, but they had
Okay.
comedy shows there. Yeah.
Right. That's
I mean,
pretty
we've
legendary.
done shows here. I've done it at Fourth and B, the Bacchanal.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we had the Fourth and B was a great venue. It's had like 1,500 people.
Right.
So much fun.
Right.
We've done stuff at back in the day, the California Theater. Now it's gone. We had Spreckles was doing shows, big shows, and then now they have remodeled and reopened Balboa Theater, and they've had a lot of comedy shows there. So there's been some big venues in San Diego that went away, and they've come back in some form or the other. And now downtown we've got. You got the Madhouse, you've got the American Comedy Company, you've got the Yellow Door,
All within the 2-block radius.
They're all in a little.
I would never open a comedy club like 2 blocks
Yeah,
down.
they're all like in a little hub,
and
literally within 2 blocks.
And they're all complete. And then Laugh Factory. I forgot about Laugh Factory.
Yeah, Laugh Factory.
Laugh Factory. It's like literally you go one corner down, 1 block, and it's Laugh Factory, and then you go 1 more block up, turn directly to the right, and like 2 doors up is Yellow Door, 3 doors down is American Comedy Club. I'm like, you guys just.
But if it ever, at some point, it's gonna be one of those things where a comic can go from club to club to club,
Right.
all in one night,
Yeah.
like it used to be.
Yeah.
And
Sounds like fun.
and like in New York, they're still doing it. Like you
Yep.
can do 7 shows in a night sometimes because there's so many places to perform.
How fun.
And San Diego is becoming like that. It's awesome.
Yeah, it seems like San Diego's almost becoming a hub of comedy.
A lot of people go from here and then they go out to, a lot of people have gone to Austin. There's been a huge influx of comedy there.
There's not the same energy in LA than when I was a kid to go up there, even for anything.
No, it's just too.
It's kinda shut
so
down.
Competitive.
Is that what it is?
And it's flooded with really great talent.
Yeah.
Most of those guys are still coming down here to
Yeah,
get stage
they come
time.
down here to get stage time.
I have people begging to, even for my show, just trying to get
Comedy Heights.
10 or 12
they all wanna
minutes.
do Comedy Heights.
Yeah, Comedy Heights, Slap Diego, another one of our one of the guys that started comedy with me. We all kind of came up under Al and Tony, and so we were all out-rooted off of Comedy
Yeah,
Heights.
they all came out of the class, and there's Cash's show.
Mhm.
You got Mazdak and Lena.
and Christian, that's Slap Diego.
That's Slap Diego. So,
Mhm.
yeah, that's Slap Diego. You got your shows.
Yeah, Cackles.
There's a couple other ones too.
Yeah.
And, that are just people out of my class. There's one in North County. There was one that was inside
It's
a
a-
boxing gym for a while.
The Jazzy Wishbone is Kyle Dean took your class
Kyle
too.
Dean. Kyle Dean was in my class.
Ever Loving Comedy.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
them come in. It's like a natural progression to go through there into the comedy.
Did you do any shows inside of your ring, your boxing ring? Is that
Yeah,
where
we
you
did
had them?
one,
Really?
and it was a lot of work, just clean up and all that kind of stuff. It was
Yeah.
fun, but we did a benefit show.
Right.
And I dressed up as a luchador. And,
Oh, you did?
We did a fake thing. That was a lot of fun.
What's the thing about comedy that you would think people think is easy, but it is difficult?
I think people think they just get up there and talk and they're funny.
Yeah.
They don't realize the preparation that goes in it, that they actually have to write, edit, write, edit, and then get your butt on stage and practice it.
Right.
and it's still bad.
Yeah. Until you dial it in, it's still bad.
And you teach them how to develop that, how to
Yes.
do the steps. Because,
Yes.
you know, if I take your class, I'd be going, okay, where do I start? What do you
Right.
say? So
Yeah.
you just pick an issue that you may want to talk about or you think is funny, or do you pick like the ocean? I want
The first thing I want to know is about you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Right.
Okay. And so what do you see? What do you feel? What do you observe something. It's your observations. And then, punchlines just have to be very simply a shocking twist, a surprise,
Right.
something like that, or something absurd that you
Right.
see. Some people, they get there, I just want to talk about my dog. Well, I don't give a shit about your dog.
Right, right.
Okay. What's funny about your dog? That I'll listen to.
Right.
Okay. He's got a hilarious dog.
Yeah. So I think that's, you don't, okay, as somebody who writes comedy, I think a lot of people think like you choose a topic and you write a joke about it. You can. But that joke takes a lot more time to develop than if the topic chooses you because it just happens to be funny.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? So like
Yeah,
as
yeah,
an
yeah.
example, like when the first time you take his class, he interviews you basically. Who are you? What do you do? What, and then he lets you just talk. What have you done in your life? Tell me about your family. And then just naturally funny things come out
it's
about
every
what
time.
happens,
The-
right?
The other class
Right.
people are busting up because somebody didn't even realize there was something funny there, and it comes
Right.
out.
Right.
And then after the first day, I tell them, look, I don't want you to be writing anything funny. I just want you to pick something and talk about it. Write about it. But I want you to say it out loud, record yourself, and I want you to hear yourself saying it. Play it back so you hear the sound of your own voice, because nobody wants to hear our voice. It's a weird thing to
I know,
listen
same
to your
here.
voice,
It's like,
right?
I don't
You
like
have to
listening
do
like-
that because that's what the audience hears.
Hears, right.
So you play it back to yourself and you listen to what you say. Now, when you do that, two things are going to happen. You get more ideas and you get used to the sound of your own voice. And, I could have said this instead, right? So I
Got
want
it.
you to transcribe what you said and then add or subtract whatever, cut out the fat and keep the things that are funny. But we
Yeah.
went out to dinner last night for my birthday. And
Have a grain of rice.
no, we went to Island Prime.
Island Prime, nice.
And I haven't had a piece of meat, in like a red meat in over a year. So that was a treat.
So
It's funny, I didn't like it. It
Oh,
was good, but I didn't like it because it felt like I had a rock in my stomach after.
Oh, really?
I just wasn't used to it.
Yeah.
You're not
what have you
used
been
to
eating
that.
now? Light food, fish,
It's
and all
chicken,
that.
broccoli, and that's
Yeah,
about it.
right. Eat that
Green
steak.
vegetables and lean protein.
I like steak.
I'm not saying I didn't used to like it, and I probably will
Yeah.
like it, but when you haven't had it in a long time and
Right,
you eat it,
right. It hits you.
It hits you.
Right. It's a sleeping pill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was in a coma.
That's what you're supposed to eat a steak while you're watching, The Godfather.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
right? It's a perfect.
Now you're speaking his language.
Yeah. Watch. Get some pasta
Actually, I'm
later.
eating spaghetti and meatballs.
Like, when I go to a steakhouse or wherever I'm going to order steak, I get embarrassed because I don't want anything else but the steak, and I feel like obligated to get you don't want the mashed potatoes, you don't want French fries, you don't want the coleslaw, you don't want the salad. I go, just put a piece of meat on the plate, man. That's all I want. What about this? So I always have some side just because I don't know. I get embarrassed to
Oh,
say
I
I
gotta
don't
tell
want
you,
this.
Island Prime, I haven't had bread in over a year.
Oh,
And they have these
So
things
good.
that I think they're called poppers or something,
Mm-hmm.
but they look like they almost look like an ice cream cone with ice cream on it, but it's all made out of bread. Okay. And it just, you
Put
pull
some
it
butter
just-
on there.
Oh, Lord have
steam
mercy. They have
comes
honey,
out.
butter, and I'm
come
watching my
on.
wife just
Eating it all. Yeah.
Happy birthday, Tony.
Yeah, exactly. I'll have the asparagus. Seriously. She's got mashed potatoes. He'll have the asparagus and a lean fillet. That's it.
Oh, my
8
gosh.
ounces, not 12.
Yeah.
She brings a scale.
I'm telling you.
Man.
Well, that's
Would you
why-
feel better now? I mean, you're losing weight.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm down 85 pounds.
We all know your back's messed up.
Yeah, it's messed up. And getting 85 pounds off helps.
Yeah.
But, they can't fix it. So you suck it up.
Is it difficult for you to stand up the whole
Yes.
time during an act?
I can't stand up the whole time. I have to sit down.
I remember talking to you about this before, and I go, "Why don't you just sit down?" And you go, "How am I supposed to stand up sitting down?" And then I realized, I guess he's right. But you can. I mean,
You can't. People do it.
Stand up
I
just
know some
means
very
center
funny people that
stage.
sit down. It's just not where I'm comfortable.
yeah. You need to be standing up, moving around.
And I don't move a lot. It's not like
Yeah.
I'm walking all over the stage, but you got to ask yourself why. And I think the people that are still struggling can't hear the silence.
Mhm.
Like, they don't hear that nobody's laughing.
Oh wow.
So
Inside their head, they're probably thinking, "That's
yeah.
okay."
Or worse, they hear 4 or 5 people out of
and think they
25
crushed it,
people, and then so they think that they have this finished product, and it's like, no, you have something there, but it's not finished. If you got 4 or 5 people, I mean, your goal should be to get 80%, 90% of the audience on every joke, and unless you get that percentage, it's not a real finished product.
And you got to get those laughs every 6 to 10 seconds.
Yep, that's
Oh wow. That's the cadence
Yeah.
you're talking about. Every 6 to 10 seconds.
When you're starting out, you have a limited amount of time on stage.
Right.
You can't waste space, right? I'm not saying doing one-line jokes, but your story has to have something built into it. If you're just up there as a storytelling comic, as an example,
Right.
Okay, your story better have some funny movement to it
Right.
all the way
Every
through,
10 second, right.
so that it holds the audience.
Yeah. It can't be like boring into the great punchline.
Yeah, I mean, I woke up one day and
Yeah.
I went to the beach and I was, walking down the beach and like, get to the point.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the other thing is, like, once in a while you can have a little bit longer of a setup,
Yeah.
but you better have 4 tags so that you have a rolling laugh right after.
Oh,
You got to
wow.
have a huge laugh, and then you want to be making them laugh for the next 20 seconds after.
Yeah,
So like some people have like a 25-second to 30-second joke telling style with like a couple giggles, and then you laugh for 20 seconds after. Like my friend Shane, I think, has more of that style where he it's a hard laugh and then it's a little bit of silence and a hard laugh. It's so like I think you should aim for every 6 to 10 seconds, especially as a new comic. But I think a lot of people they watch like a Anthony Jeselnik and think we all get to maintain that attention, and nobody's going to pay attention because you're some dumbass in a bar, and so they're not going to pay attention for the full 25 seconds. You don't want that.
I'm talking about when you start out. That's what you're shooting for.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're, when you get to the very tippy top, when you're Dave Chappelle, okay, you can tell a long story,
Right.
and people are going to laugh their butts off at it.
Exactly.
And nobody cares if it took you a minute of setup to get to that punchline. But he's going to make you think all the way through there. He's going to have your attention,
Right.
right? You got to pay attention to what he's saying.
Right.
And it takes a while to get there. I'm talking about new comics.
Right.
You have 3 minutes. You got 5 minutes. You work up to 7 minutes. And the only way you're going to do well is to edit your material so that it's going to fit within those parameters and hold that audience for that time. And the more you focus on that, the tighter your material becomes, the funnier you become. You learn about who you are, your voice, and what works for you. It just takes.
How many people go in your class and go, I had no idea that it was going to be like this?
A lot of the new people.
Yeah.
80%
Yeah,
of us.
a lot of
Yeah. So
I think most of them don't have any idea.
right. You go in there and you go, okay, teach me how to be a comedian. And then they realize, oh shit, this is real work. I got to write and rewrite,
Think that the only thing that most people think it's just a joke writing group.
Got it.
I'm just going to come in and learn how to write jokes.
Oh yeah,
They
that's
don't even
true.
think that there's a class at the end.
I don't
sometimes.
care that
Oh.
you're going to learn how to write jokes. I want to learn how you're going to. I want you to learn how you're going to say jokes.
Got it.
How you're going to perform the
Delivery.
joke. Okay?
The art.
The joke writing's the easiest part.
Yeah.
Really,
It's the
You know,
delivery.
it's how you're going to say
Set
it.
it up.
I think the worst students are the ones that come in thinking that you can teach them to be funny.
You can't.
It's like, dude, sorry.
Oh, so they literally
Sorry,
go there and
homie.
go, I want to be funny. I want to be more funny.
Anybody tells you they can teach you to be funny is stealing your money.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
No, I agree. There's some people just naturally funny.
And you don't need a comedy class. Nobody needs a comedy class to be a
Right.
comedian, right? My class is there to help people. It's just it helps. It gives them a little bump to get to the next level.
But even if you're into it, you're smart, you're naturally born talents are that to make people laugh. You still want to have a structure. You have to go to class. It's just like if you're a good fighter.
yeah,
you wanna have a
either learn it
coach.
on your own,
Right,
going into
so I think
clubs,
everyone
or
should go to
you
your
go to
club.
somebody like me,
Or- yeah.
who
Are you doing a class too?
I'm in his class
yeah, you're
right
in
now.
seventh
I'm
grade.
I'm in. I think I've taken it like some around 20 times. So I use his class as my open mic.
Yeah.
Got
So
it.
I
think a
think
lot of people do.
yeah, I think that you can spend time going to Madhouse at 10:30 at night. I just don't got time for that. Like, I don't want to be getting home at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Just because I'm 57th on the list, and I'm being literal when I've said that has happened to me at Madhouse.
Oh, yeah.
But
We've all done it.
that's the game right there. That's the game. So you either have money or you got time.
And there's nobody in the audience.
Yeah,
to
and there's nobody in
listen
the
to you.
audience. So what's great about Tony's classes, to me, it's like you get better feedback. So you get, if I say a joke, a woman's gonna say, "Bro, that's cringy. That's
Yeah.
creepy," and you get a perspective that I don't get.
You didn't think about. Right.
Yeah, because it's like sometimes you're saying things and you're not thinking about it that way.
Right.
It's not who you are. You're not trying to be a creep. You're not.
Right.
And Tony has actually really good social radar for it, and he'll tell you. And then he'll go, "What do you think, ladies?"
Yeah.
And they'll
I'll
be
ask
like,
the ladies. And then they'll tear them apart.
Yeah, some of them will try and be nice about
That's
it.
actually smart.
But most of
Just-
them will be like, "Bro, like that's disgusting."
Right.
And I think I've only done that once in all of the classes because I was trying to do some weird dating material, and I just don't do dating material. So, but like for the most part, like yeah, like you get a much better open mic, and that's how I look at Tony's class. I get feedback. People are going to tell me ideas. They're going to give me punchlines that I didn't hear or tags I didn't hear, or they're going to say, "What if you switch these?" Keep in mind, like most of the people don't give as good a feedback as Tony, and for me, I'm just looking at them as a
But
test
if
audience.
they're laughing, then it works,
Right.
right? And here's one of the top rules of comedy: don't piss off the women in the audience.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
That's 50% of your
Right.
audience. Don't. If you do
And-
that,
and-
you're done.
Done.
Not only are they 50%
At work
of your,
or anywhere, it's like in life. Don't.
If they're
Yeah, I was
miserable, their date's
I was
miserable.
gonna say
Right.
not only
Oh, that's right.
not only are they
That's-
50% of your audience, but they control the other 50%
Exactly.
of your audience.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
that's a
their
good
night's
point.
ruined. His night's ruined.
Right.
Okay?
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Looks like I'll just be dropping her off
And
tonight.
if that sounds like I'm being a misogynist, I am. Truth hurts sometimes.
Yeah.
it is the truth.
But yeah, no, I do
I've
think
seen it happen.
Yeah,
You
we all
mentioned
have.
it.
I've actually come across a lot of open micers in clubs, and they ask me questions, and I say, if I was you, I'd go take a class. And Tony's my mentor, so I've taken his class more than any other. But like, there's other great comedy classes here in San Diego. So like, there's a flavor for everybody. I
Right.
like Tony because he knows me. He speaks my language. He can kind of hear what is in my joke personally. And so like I write something and he sends me back, "Oh, boom, 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 boom," and then we're just bouncing ideas.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like me and him are close, so I send him text messages. I come
I
up
know
with an
his
idea.
voice.
Yeah, I come up with an idea and I send it to him, and he's like, "Oh," and then we're just boom.
Yeah.
And on the same side, like me and him and Jim were having a phone
Oh, yeah.
conversation the other day, and I was like, "Oh, you need to add that to your act."
Yeah.
And now he's writing something for himself, and so it's like
Nice.
we have that camaraderie. But I think that these open micers, they get stuck in this cycle of open
Yeah.
micness, and it's some of them start off better and get worse because they're so busy appeasing this disgusting like cringe crowd that they don't. And I'm like, dude, you used to be better. You need to go take a comedy class. Who's
Yeah,
like a
that's
Jesse Egan has a great comedy class, and have them. If you don't only want to do it online, you have Greg Dean, Jerry Corley. There's some great other people that are going to teach you joke structure.
I
think that-
encourage people to take them all.
yeah, and he's not competing with any of them. He just says everybody's got a different perspective. They can all teach you something. But I do think that they're getting feedback outside of the open mic is necessary. I think that you need them both personally
Yes.
as somebody who does it. I think that the open mic's gonna, like you said,
Toughens you up.
yeah, it's gonna teach you some lessons. And like one of the things that I miss that a lot of the new comics don't get that do Laugh Pack is we used to do we used to only be on before the show.
Yeah.
So you'd go on and there'd be a chandelier.
The lights are on.
The lights are on,
People are
and
coming
you're
in to
doing
sit down.
3 minutes
And I
before
made them get up and do their time.
at
while that was going on.
7:47
Yeah.
or whatever, and you're off the stage before the show starts. And these people are eating a cake or a
Right.
brownie, and they're waiting while they're waiting
There was
for
a
a show.
point to that.
But it teaches you not only to be efficient with your words, but like to just deal with it. you're not going to get laughs sometimes, and that's okay. That's beautiful. What did you take out of it though? Like that, there's no more ego. Get rid of your goddamn ego.
Right.
And stop arguing with whether it was funny or not.
Right.
It wasn't funny. Nobody laughed. That's it. There's no ifs. There's no ands. There's no buts. And it's really. I come across and I work with some people where I was like, bro, like you heard the audience. I heard the audience. Didn't go so well.
Right.
And they're like, no, dude, I crushed it. I crushed it.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, what meds are you on? And please hook it up. I need that.
I want some of that
reality.
The amount of times I hear, how'd your show go? I crushed it. Then you get the video. And I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes you thought you did awful, and then you go back and you listen through your set and watch your set, and I was like, okay,
I think
it was an okay set.
We're our own worst critic.
Yeah, for sure.
And the thing is, this is how you know you're a comedian. When you go on stage and you really tank it, and you can't wait to get on the stage again.
Wow.
It's when you tank it and you want to quit, you're not a comic.
Got it. That's a good point.
Yep.
You take the
Yeah, you
beatings
get-
and you keep coming back.
It's like a guy who strikes out. He can't wait to go swing the bat again.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I'm
You
gonna
gotta
hit a
get
home
that
run.
bad taste out of your mouth, man. You gotta get that bad taste.
You can't end on that.
No,
right?
hell no.
So you got to keep coming back.
And then at the
really
same time,
interesting.
when you have a great set, you can't end on that either.
no,
Because
you're so pumped up, you want to do it again.
Right.
You know? And then the funny thing is, like, especially when you're in Las Vegas, you will destroy on the show. Like, you'll have 2 shows in a row. Like, you are a rock star. You're going to be on TV. You're killing it, right? You're going to be making millions of dollars. You're going to have a residency here.
Right.
And then that third show,
Wah,
chirp,
wah, wah.
chirp,
Yeah.
chirp, chirp.
just a bunch of broken men who lost the house.
Oh, God.
I remember the first
Going
time I had sushi. This guy next to me goes, "What is this, fish bait?" Because it wasn't.
I won't eat that stuff.
Why?
Raw? No. Burn it. I'll eat it.
What about ceviche?
That's different. It's cooked.
It's
Get your
boiled.
lemon.
It cooks in the lemon, the acid.
Oh, okay.
Ceviche is amazing. Okay? But you give me a raw piece of fish. No, I've picked too many worms out of striped bass and stuff.
Yeah.
I am not, you know.
I don't know why it costs more money to not cook it too. Because when you order a fish at a fish store and they have to cook it, it's cheaper than sushi.
My
Sushi
favorite
just have to cut it.
my favorite thing about a sushi restaurant is I've never been to a sushi restaurant and thought that was a guy's idea. It's always like if you are a guy that's into sushi,
for a date.
you got that.
Yeah.
No, even no matter what.
Tony's tip number 3. The green stuff at a sushi bar is not guacamole. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah. Also, when everybody says that's spicy, I don't get the wasabi thing. Like it doesn't. Like give me
I don't do
habanero over
spicy.
this.
You don't think that's spicy?
I don't consider it spicy. I consider it different.
Yeah, you're right. It cleans your sinuses, but you're right. That's true.
It's
Yeah,
not. It's not like a habanero. It's not like a
Right.
jalapeno type.
I'm a wok that
And maybe
doesn't do
that's because
anything
that's the
spicy.
spice I grew
Right.
up
Really?
with.
Can't eat spicy. Don't do it. Don't ruin my food.
Wow. What were you saying?
We're going to
before
have
that?
it Cajun style. Or blackened. We're having blackened. You just burnt it. That's all that means.
Yeah.
You know? One day, something got overcooked. What are we going to do with it? We'll call it blackened. And
Yeah.
then they sold it that way. You know?
Char broiled.
And charge $10 more for it. You know, it's that kind of,
That's so true.
and throw a lot of spices on it.
We got to put all this.
What'd you
burnt
do
food-
to it? I forgot about it for
Yeah.
an hour.
That's exactly what it is. Like, what are you kidding?
I walked away, came back, still had to sell it. Didn't want to lose any money. Made it an NU item.
Yeah, now it's a
menu
big
item.
deal. They blackened whatever it is, and it's like this big.
Yes, yes.
And it's $110. You're like, what the?
Hockey puck.
Man, yeah.
All
So
shrivels.
And it'll be on the plate with just a little tiny leaf of something, and then a charred piece of bell pepper.
Do you remember your first paid comedy gig?
Wow. I don't. I would say, well, some of the earlier ones were like $50 here and there, $25, $50. We did a rest home once. That was one of the first ones, and that was a whole $25. And I was like, yeah, taco money, it's that kind of thing. So notice how I said taco and not pizza. But yeah, so I would say that, it would be some kind of a gig like that, but I don't remember the very first one, no.
What's one thing that audiences misunderstand about comedians?
They're there to listen. and they're there to have a good time. We don't want you talking back to us. It's not a two-way conversation in the sense of you get to say something. You're responding with your laughter. So I think with the advent of social media, people think they have to make a comment all the time.
Nice.
And just sit back and enjoy it. You don't have to comment on everything. Have a good time. Relax.
What's the best compliment that you've had after a show?
You're so funny. You make me want to go out and sell my car, and I have no idea what that means.
Were they going to give you the money at
This
least?
woman, she walked up. You are so funny. You make me want to go out and sell my car. I'm like, okay, what does that mean?
Right.
So I
What
thought
kind of car?
Yeah,
Just
it's
to
like-
clarify, that could change things too. If it's a
Yeah,
Fiesta,
I mean,
you're
that
just
was
getting out
that was
from under
kind of
it.
like the.
Trying to figure out
It was
what
just
that-
a weird comment like that. But yeah, that was you had a voice like silk. Like, I was trying to make you laugh. Why are you focused on the voice?
Late night, here we are.
Yeah, exactly.
Those groupies.
Tony
Well, there's
Calabrese.
comedy groupies are different than other kind of groupies.
Yeah.
Like I had a woman come to me and she goes, "I just want you to know, I got an HPV." I'm like, I don't care if you drive a Cadillac Escalade. I'm 60-something years old. I don't have the energy. You know what I mean? Why? I don't know what that means. So, that kind of stuff. But
This might be a reason why somebody would want to take your class, but what makes a joke work?
you can't nail. There's no one specific thing that makes a joke work. There's too many things that go into it. It's who's telling it, how they're telling it, the cadence of it, their body language, the structure of the joke. All of that makes a joke. There's not one thing that will make a joke work.
What's your comedy superpower?
My face. It is. I have a very wiggly, jiggly face. I have great what I call pause management. Where I can
I've never heard you describe it as a shopping center from the South.
Yeah, well,
It's the Piggly Wiggly of
yeah,
faces.
it is. My facial expressions. I mean, I don't have to drop a punchline sometimes. I can just look at the audience and get a laugh. So,
That's what Dangerfield.
Yeah, there was a few comics that did that. I mean, the masters were Jack Benny and Johnny Carson, and they were on their level. But yeah, sometimes I just don't say anything, and I just, and people will laugh. So, but you got to be really rolling for that to work,
Right.
and then you just hit. It's one after
Right,
another. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, my face.
Do you have a favorite comedian of all time?
Rodney is there. I mean, he's one of my favorites. A lot of people will say Bill. If you're saying who are the greatest comedians, it would be, Carlin, Hicks, Pryor, and I loved all of them. But I'd say Dangerfield's probably my favorite. It's hard to name one of them because there's so many that are so good. Yeah, that's tough. But I would say for me, Rodney.
What's one topic that you're tired of hearing?
Dating.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sick of people, every class.
Swipe right, swipe left,
It's
swipe
like,
up, swipe
I've
down.
heard it all. You're going to be single all your life. Give up.
You act like you can afford a date as a man in this society.
I'm talking about the women. Okay.
Bring some water in here.
Which
Want a
do you
couple?
prefer? Do you prefer a big crowd or a intimate room?
Oh, I like them both. You're going to be different for each one.
Fair enough. Do you have a walkout song?
A lot of times I play the theme from The Godfather when I walk out. And it's like, because everybody expects me to be Italian when I do that. So welcome, hey, how you doing? How you doing? It's like,
Right.
I don't talk that way, people. Why do you expect that, you racist asshole? So,
But I still love pasta.
oh, yeah.
That's genetic.
Do you have a best show that you've ever had, or is this one coming up on Wednesday going to be it?
I don't think you can name the best show you ever. When you've done so many of them, there's been so many great shows. This show will be another great show. It's just there are more memorable shows than others, but I've done over 5,000 stage appearances. There's so many that, you know, I can't say which one's the best.
Do you have a favorite snack that you eat after a show?
Asparagus.
I used to. There was a time because Jack in the Box tacos were only 99 cents,
For two.
and all of us would drive through and get them on the way home.
Yeah.
Nice. Along those lines, do you have a pre-show ritual?
Yeah, I go through my material, and then I just kind of I want to see the audience. I want to see the vibe, feel what's going on. I want to listen to the other comics that are in front of me. I always want to listen to who's on in front of me, so I get some kind of an idea of what worked, what didn't work from them.
The gauge.
And then I can pull out from my repertoire of material what I'm going to do that night. I mean, I have a plan going in. Sometimes it has to change, you know.
And then, what's one thing that comedy has taught you?
Well, I would say there's a couple of things from teaching, patience, and understanding. And when I started teaching, I used to be a real hard ass. And the joke for the first couple of years was Tony will make you cry in class because I was so hard on the comics, like, you know. And then I was brutal. And then Maria Herman took my class, and you're an asshole, you know, that kind of a thing. We hated each other's guts. I mean, hated each other. And she kept signing up for my class, which was annoying as hell because I'd see her name and go, oh, geez, here we go. And we would fight in class. And then she and her husband, Mike, became my best friends. And over the years.
That's how it happens.
I mean, we literally, we are our best friends. And she taught me to be more patient, and it worked, you know.
Yeah.
I used to be more, you know, just be brutal about stuff, and I changed that completely for teaching. And then from stand-up, you learn a lot about yourself because you're being real and in the moment. And, you know, when you start out, a lot of times you're trying to be funny, and then later on you just be yourself, and you find who you are on stage. Yeah.
I have not seen this question before, so we'll wrap up on this one. What would your comedy villain name be?
My villain name?
Mm-hmm.
Tonutz.
What's that?
Tonutz.
Nuts.
Yeah, Tonutz.
What does that mean?
That's what they used to call me when I was boxing.
Really?
Dude, you're crazy. You're nuts. Like, Tonutz. Tony and nuts. Tonutz. So that was my nickname.
There you go.
Shout out to everyone watching. July 22nd
Yes.
at the Comedy Store in La Jolla. It's on Pearl Street at 8 p.m. Help celebrate Tony's birthday. And there's a huge lineup. I mean, come on. If you put Tony at the end when you're ordering the tickets, it's only about $18.50 to get in there. It's a beautiful place, great venue. All the talent you've ever seen on television as far as comedies have been through that place. It's where Tony first started, 30 years up there. And then, of course, we got Robert in the back engineer. He's doing all the good stuff.
Doing all the stuff that brings you guys the great show. Robert, give a good shout
Right,
out.
exactly.
Thank you, Robert.
Now, yeah, we couldn't do this without Robert. Robert is the brains behind that. This goes like, you can't take it from
I was
us.
trying to figure out which camera is Robert.
Yeah, there's so many. Yeah, he has cameras.
All I see
He
is
has
the top of his
microphones.
head back there.
Yeah.
In fact, when you're in here, he planted another camera in your
Yeah,
car.
I am.
So thank you so much for coming.
Oh, it's,
and
a
I
lot of, it's
appreciate
always
it.
a lot of fun to hang out with you guys.
All right.
So, yeah.
And so for all of you guys watching, the comedyequation.com, you'll see a form you want to fill out to be on the show. Go ahead and fill that form, send it in. We'll check out your clips. We'll invite you over. And for all those other fans, continue watching. We take the comics from the beginning of their career almost, and we watch them progress. And it's really a fun and watching them, bomb and watching them do really well. And that's what we like to do. So if that's what you're interested in watching, then would you please hit that subscribe button? We're trying to get up to 500 subscriptions within the next couple months.
500.
Yeah.
5,000 subscribers.
You know,
I'm just asking for
screw
500.
both these guys. We're looking for
5,000.
50,000 in the next 2 weeks.
Make it 60,000. Make it 60,000.
I'll take it.
I know you guys are all thinking small. I'd like 5 million. I'm just throwing it
I
out.
mean,
Yeah,
I'm-
why not?
Robert
Yeah, here-
nailed it.
Hey, I'm a low achiever.
When we hit 5 million, send me a check. Okay.
Yeah, and also we do appreciate.
Actually, no. I take Venmo.
I'm more of a
Checks
Zelle
in the
guy. I don't even want to transfer it out of the Zelle.
Yeah, there you go.
And our show always goes live. Our premieres are Sundays at 5. Is that right, Robert?
Correct.
So Sundays at 5, you log in. You can text all you want. Give us some feedback. Suggest some questions that you'd like to hear us ask. We want to work together with our audience and with our guests. So we're just going to have a good time. I mean, it's a freaking
Yeah, have fun.
comedian. Yeah, we're a
Have some
bunch
fun.
of comedians. Have a good time. And we all got to laugh more.
Right.
And if you got any questions, you want to ask us anything, go ahead and comment below. Tell us your favorite part of the interview. Let us know what you think is the best, what you want to know about. Promise one of us will comment on the theater in the comments and answer your questions. So we'll see you next time.
And that right there is the Comedy Equation. Full episodes on YouTube.
Are we done recording?
Yeah.
I got to pee.